welcome to Soundwave TV. We are backstage at Soundwave Sydney here with Rob from Volbeat. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. So you're almost coming up to your 1-year anniversary with the Volbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So were you a fan of the band for a long time before you joined it?
Yeah, you know, a few years ago, Scott Ian and I, we had a band called The Damn Things with Joe and Andy from Fall Out Boy. We actually came to Australia as well. Yeah. But Volbeat took us on tour back then, and you know that's when I met the guys, and that's when I first heard their music, and we all became fans. Back then, we flirted around with the idea of maybe one day going in the studio with me as a producer on a song or two, or maybe even a full record. They were really into the Damn Things album and the Anthrax record that I also produced. Yeah. But you know, it just seemed like a good idea, but not really feasible or realistic because of they're living in Denmark, I live in New York City, and all that stuff. So
it makes it a bit difficult.
Yeah, but fast forward a few years, and you know, when I decided to move on from Anthrax, my schedule wide open, and coincidentally, they were just about to go in the studio. You know, so Michael caught wind of that instantly, and he called me up. He's like, you know, are you still into the idea of working with the band and producing the record? I was like, of course, it's absolutely perfect right now. Yeah. You know? So it happened really quick.
And you came in as a producer, and then it just gelled so well that you basically became a member of the band.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
What was it like making a song with King Diamond?
You know, we're all really big King Diamond fans, Merciful Fate fans, and for me, it was a total honor to be a part of something that he sang on. You know, unfortunately, he wasn't in the studio with us, which would have been cool. Yeah, that would have been cool. I would have made him wear his makeup too. Yeah.
Just getting the vibe, man. You gotta have to that.
But yeah, no, he did his vocals in Texas at his own place and sent us the tracks. And I remember, you know, we put the track on for the first time in the studio. We played it really loud, and it was just, we all got goosebumps. It was awesome. Yeah, he nailed it. It's
awesome. So do you think with your your lineup now pretty established, are there any kind of flavors of the Volbeat sound you think you'll be indulging more than others?
Yeah, I think, you know, one of the main things about this band, and one of the main things that I love about Volbeat, is the fact that there's no rules, there's no boundaries, there's no limits to anything. Yeah. So
it's not like an Anthrax sound or
anything's possible. So the next record, I mean, this one we just did, Outlaw Gentlemen and Shady Ladies, is very there's a lot of Western style. It just kind of weaves in and out of the music, and even, you know, the lyrics, obviously they're all about, you know, real outlaws that lived back in the day. You know, so for the next record, you know, we don't know what it's going to be. It's probably, you know, it's probably going to be a little different than this one.
Do you feel like you're having a lot more of a sort of a creative input than, say, with Anthrax, or?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and that's, you know, that was the main.
Like catalyst. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I sat down with Michael, a few days after that phone call, when I was in New York, and he asked me if I was still interested in producing the record, and you know, so I flew out there a couple of days later, and we sat down. He was showing me some of the new ideas, the new tunes, and there were a few tunes that weren't finished. Yeah. And we ended up collaborating. Yeah. And I was being creative. We had this awesome chemistry together, and you know, and again, at that point, I was still looking at it as a producer. Yeah. You know, because that stuff happens all the time. Like producers collaborate and get in there on a creative level all the time, and I've done it you know, a million times as well as a producer. So I was just looking at it like that, and you know, 2 weeks later when they asked me if I'd consider being the new guitar player, I was like, and I of course remembered that first sit down. I was like, well, this is. I love the band, I love the music, I love the guys as people. We're all good friends, and it's a creative outlet. It's like, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, you know? It's
ready to kind of start a new chapter.
Yeah, I'm having a really good time.
Yeah, cool. What are your sort of fondest memories of Anthrax?
Well, one of the biggest, and it also happens to be one of the most recent ones for me, the Big Four tour. Yeah, of course, yeah. That was pretty big. Pretty special. Yeah, did you guys all spend much time together while you're out there? Or? Yeah, totally. Yeah. The whole backstage area was just a really great vibe. Free for all. Yeah. Not kind of separate compounds and No. You guys all shared a lot of history. Yeah, you know, obviously I wasn't in the band back when the term Big Four was originally coined, but you know, I guess over the years there has been some tension between the bands, and you know, one of the coolest things that Metallica did, I think it was Hetfield's idea. Yeah. The first Big Four show we did in Poland, before that show, he had all the bands meet up at this really fancy Italian restaurant. And we went in there, closed the doors, and literally nobody was allowed in. No girlfriends, no wives, no friends, nothing. It was just the band members. Yeah. And it was awesome. Everyone just kind of put all the whatever bullshit was there, put it aside, and it just set the tone for the whole tour. It was really cool, really awesome.
Yeah. That's really interesting. When Metallica were out here, I think they did the same thing. They had a thing for just the band members.
Those guys
on the
are
first
awesome.
night.
Yeah. They're killer.
It's like kind of building a new fan base in another country.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it feels really good. I mean, it's cool for me too, because I've been here, you know, a bunch of times already. And I've always loved Australia. I love. I think the crowds are really receptive to rock and roll and heavy music.
I hope you have a really good tour, Rob.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I hope Volbeat kind of build a following here.
Thank you. We're trying.
Excellent. Cool. It's Rob. This is Volbeat, Soundwave TV.